Hey, what's up, guys? It's Clint. Welcome back to Small Screen. I'm glad to be here. We got me, we got Edward, who'll be here in a second, and that James guy, and we're here to talk about all the fun new pop culture that has happened this week. This week, we're going to be chatting about Spider-Man No Way Home, yes, again, and whether it's Spider-Man cameos have been revealed or not. Other topics we'll be chatting about on the show include should Sony stop sending out copyright strikes on supposed No Way Home set photos? Should they? I think they should. Is Peacemaker going to be there? Going to be the Suicide Squad 2 kind of? We're thinking it's supposed to be the kind of the sequel. It's a continuation from the movie. Will Dune be the best film we've ever watched in our lives? There's mixed reviews. There was a showing, and there have been mixed reviews. Will Mission Impossible 7 and Top Gun Maverick ever come out in cinemas? Ever? Is this going to happen? Are we just going to keep pushing movies back forever and ever? Is Clint going to keep drinking coffee? Yes, I am. All right, what else we got? Will the Hulk be in Moon Knight? There was some sightings of Mark Ruffalo on the set of Moon Knight, so that's exciting.
What?
I mean, it could be BS, but that's what they say on the internet. And is Andrew...
Call it, Sanchez, or you'll...
Is Andrew Garfield really the best Spider-Man of all time? Plus a whole bunch of other stuff we've come up with. So I want to thank you guys for joining us again on another Friday. And let's get into the chat and see who's there and say hello to everybody. So if you haven't yet...
There he is!
If you guys haven't yet, give a round of applause for Edward Lauder.
Hi. Can you hear me all right? Is everything all right? Is everything working?
Everything sounds fantastic, man.
Brilliant. Sorry about that. So the whole plan was for me to do this show outside. There's a place that we could have done it. I was trying to get everything set up there, and then it started chucking it down. There's a massive thunderstorm going on outside.
Oh no.
It wasn't planned, which is why I was like, oh, I've got a surprise for you guys. It was going to be outside in Italy, in the Italian countryside. But yeah, the weather.
Oh.
Yeah,
it really screwed that up. I'm really pissed off.
Yeah, Mount
so
Vesuvius.
Then I had to. Yeah, exactly. We actually live here, really, really close to an active volcano. It's called Stromboli, and it's literally you can see it from our flat. But yeah, so I had all this plan, so I had to bring everything upstairs really quickly, which is why Clint stepped in very admirably again to start this show and host it brilliantly. I loved watching you try and decipher what I wrote as the topics. Because even James is like, wait, what? Peacemaker is Suicide Squad 2? What the hell are you going on about? I'm like, dude, James Gunn said it. Yeah, James Gunn said Peacemaker Suicide Squad 2. So yeah, we're gonna talk about lots of cool stuff.
Yeah, man, I'm excited. I was gonna.
Sorry, but like to be fair, he said it's basically Suicide Squad 2. It's essentially Suicide Squad 2.
Yeah, that's
it's
why
a continuation of the suit, but it's not Suicide Squad 2 the movie because it's a TV series. So it's not the Suicide Squad 2.
It's
right.
No. Yeah.
No. It's created by James Gunn and Peacemaker's in it, and it takes place right after the Suicide Squad. But it's not Suicide Squad 2.
No.
Did I just say Suicide Squid? That's another good idea.
You lie!
It's basically what that movie was. It was Suicide Squad Starfish. You could call it Suicide Squad Squid. That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's funny. Yeah, but if, I might not have choked on that script so much if I didn't know. He was like, "Hey, dude, you're gonna have to go on." Okay, I would have given it a quick speed read, but anyway, yeah, man, dude, there.
So tell.
I know there's nothing.
Struggling.
Yeah. I didn't have my glasses. I'm like, zoom in on this thing on my phone. Yeah, so there's nothing more exciting than rushing and plugging in your equipment and getting it all to work really quickly without having. There's nothing more fun than doing that really quickly. So my hat's off to you.
Yeah, my camera's at the wrong angle.
That's me every day, like 5 minutes before the stream.
My hat's off to you guys for being so jolly. James had a similar thing. He was trying to get some earbuds working, and he had a driver issue, and he's like, "I don't have time for this," and I knew exactly what that tone meant.
Was I that enough?
This is really inside baseball as to how to do a live stream.
Yes,
and then of course I'm still in this void. Although as you'll see, we have put up some lovely shelves. Which
it is beautiful.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with them. It took us all day to do it.
Nice, 2 weeks. 2 weeks of having shelves up.
Yeah.
That's good for next time.
well, also
right,
let's
Clint. What do you want to talk about first?
Oh, shoot. Do we have anybody in the chat? Yes.
Yeah,
Roberta Bobby Anderson. We should say hi to everybody. And then, Edward, while you've been gone.
Bobby.
We changed the format while you were gone, Edward. So I'm just kidding. Yeah. Let's catch up with everybody in the chat. And then I'm down to talk about whatever you want to do, man. We got some great topics, man.
I think.
Cocainum.
You guys can just keep talking. I'm gonna go through the comments. That's fine.
Okay.
Say hi to everyone.
I think we should say hello to everyone. So let's go through the comments. CB3. He's not on the Curtis isn't on the show today, is he? But he's watching. I think that is Curtis, right? CB3.
That's Curtis. What's up, Curtis?
Hi, Curtis. We will miss your valuable insight. Christopher Klink, I think that's how you say his name. I'm here, Baker. What?
What's up, Chris?
That's vaguely threatening, Chris. Also, one day I want to talk Hong Kong movies with James. Yeah, you should definitely do that. Definitely talk Hong Kong movies with James. He knows way too much about those films.
Chris
Danzig 1979. Go on. You say.
Klink is the singer for Nowhere Bound, the band that I play bass in that tours over in Europe. So one of these days you might meet us in person, Edward. We go to Europe every year for about a month.
I'm looking forward to that day.
Yeah,
that's cool. We got Danzig in the chat saying hi all.
Sure, man.
Nice. What's up, Danzig? He saw Shang-Chi tonight, and he's on his way home.
Shang-Chi.
I saw it last night.
I saw him put that in the someone put that in I think we will talk a little bit about that. I haven't seen it yet, and I don't want any spoilers. So yeah, we'll
you're in the wrong business, man. I've already been spoiled. We're talking about Shang-Chi tonight, man.
All right, fine, whatever. Yeah, I've had a lot of people complain to me about spoilers this week. So let's carry on with the comments. Rajnish says, "Hey everyone, looking forward to the show as always. Thank you, Raj. I hope this preamble hasn't been too weird for you. This very inside baseball stuff." Justin Shields says, "Brotherhood of Evil in Doom Patrol Season 3 trailer." We're going to talk about that. And then who else do we have in the chat? Did we also already say hello to Kazakh? I say Kazakh. Leroy Kong says, "Hello guys, as always, amazingly great live." Thank you, Leroy. And also you have the most awesome of names. It's very late for me as usual. And Justin Shields just says, "Hey Edward." Hey Justin. I hope you're doing well. Then he goes on to say hi. And what else is he? Well, we got Kazakh saying the best of shelves. Thank you so much. It was what, 3 of us that had to put these shelves up, and we're very proud of them. And all this room needs now is some rugs and a sofa. It needs a sofa. We still don't have a sofa, which is why it's so echoey. And then Socks Bulletins says, "Hi all." Hello to you, Socks Bulletins.
What a great name, well. Socks.
It's a good band name, Socks Bulletins.
Yeah.
And Leroy Kong says, "Hello, James."
Right, what's up, Leroy Kong, the man? Tell us some more about the shelves, man.
Oh, well, if you want, there's a really old antique. And fuck you, James. Right.
What? Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
I missed you last week, so I got to make up for lost time.
Exactly.
He didn't interrupt me once.
Well, that's
the whole
thing.
show.
That's the thing. When I'm not on, when I'm not on, he does not interrupt you because he just loves to piss me off. That's what he.
No,
he
it's
does.
just because we talk about Inside Baseball, but we don't tell people we're talking about it Inside Baseball. They love it.
Yeah, I feel sorry for anyone that watches this show that has only just started watching this show this evening and is like, "What the hell are these guys?"
You lie.
Yeah. Oh, we got Dat Boy Steve in the comments. He hasn't been around for a while. Guess who just got back from seeing Shang-Chi? Is it Shang-Chi? Is that how you pronounce it?
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi. Also, hi guys. Hope you're feeling better, Eddie. I am feeling better, although I wish it wasn't thundering. Because I tell you what, thunderstorms here are serious. Like, I'm used to just nothing rain and gray skies in France and England, but here in Italy, down the south of Italy, it gets literally had tornadoes on the sea, and that's a regular occurrence. And you can hear the train now going past. But yeah, that's a regular occurrence here. It's just tornadoes on the sea, and I was obsessed with tornadoes growing up as a kid. And this is a very loud train. I'm sorry about that. I was obsessed with tornadoes growing up as a kid because I watched the film Twister. And I always wanted to be a tornado hunter after watching Twister. That was a big thing for me growing up. And then I never got to see a tornado until 2 weeks ago. And that was actually quite terrifying. I don't want to see another one again. Not so close. It got very close.
I saw a cool documentary about storm chasers that I'm gonna figure out what it is and I'll send it to you. But you'll you'll love it. It's really interesting and like you're white knuckling your chair the whole time. You're like, holy crap, these people are stupid. For getting out there. It's pretty nuts.
I got a couple friends here in town that are storm chasers because we live in the tornado alley of Canada. So we get a bunch of twisters and tornadoes through here the summer, and then in the winter we get like 8 feet of snow and -40 weather. So yeah, I feel your pain, Edward. Man, tornadoes are not fun.
The U.S.
I'm gonna have to.
The U.S. is
just
go ahead.
So you froze. The U.S. got it pretty bad with this new hurricane, man. It New Orleans is the whole city is without power. It knocked out a power station, and then the weather went up and hit all the way up in New York City. They're having flash floods in New York City.
Yeah,
where it's insane. Like I've never seen anything like that in New York. Like they're just like flash floods are crazy. Well, we get that in Texas, but in New York City it's nuts.
A couple years ago, there was a big flood in New York, and I saw that subway footage, and same with Toronto too. It was like, but I don't know how it comes through the ceiling in the freaking subways in New York.
It's
usually in Toronto,
so badly
just down
made,
the stairs. So
yeah.
That's
But no,
nuts.
here, like next to us, we've got a road that goes straight to the sea, and that road was literally just a river. And now it's really difficult now to get to the sea because you have to go over. It's just like the road's gone. It's just gone into the sea. And I mean, I love it here, but I have to say, you get a bit freaked out when that happens. And actually, if the storm gets any bigger, the internet might cut out and the electricity might go out because that's been happening as well. So,
All right.
if
Well,
that happens,
fun.
Clint, you're gonna have to
hopefully you
take
don't cut
over.
out, but if you do, then we'll get one of Clint's friends in here, or we'll get Kazakhs to come in because you know how he loves being on camera and stuff. So
Yeah.
is it pretty bad storm right now?
Yeah.
Oh, the
yeah, it's pretty
lights
bad.
are flickering, Edward. Look out.
All right. Well, guys, let's get into this. We've had a lot of crazy stuff going down. Oh, hey, Edward, you're back.
You can,
let's
carry on, Clint. Carry on. I like being the guest.
Yeah, well, I'm very excited for motherfuckers. I'm excited for the new Doom Patrol season. I don't know if you guys are a fan of Doom Patrol, but that is a excitingly weird show. I just saw the trailer. I hadn't seen it. Y'all put it on the list, and I watched the trailer, and I was like, I am really stoked for this. I can't wait. What do you guys think?
It's getting wackier and wackier every season, man. Like,
It's so weird.
They're going time travel aspect now this season. Oh man, it's.
I genuinely think Doom Patrol is the best of these new HBO Max like DC comic shows, and it started a while ago. It started, I think, when DC Universe was a thing.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, that's when it started, and it's kind of been that wacky show that kind of got. First off, I love it because it got Brendan Fraser back in something, which was brilliant, and then it just got wacky and wacky and wacky. The first season, what was it? Alan Tudyk, who was the villain?
Yeah,
in the first season,
Mr. Nobody.
Mr. Nobody, and it's just gone from strength to strength. And you should check out the reviews that Athena's doing on small screen. They're really, really good. She goes, they're spoiler reviews. So if you haven't watched the episode yet, don't read it because she goes into a lot of detail. But they're really good, and she's loving the show. And I think we all love it as well. Yeah,
I love the show, dude. Pierce Brosnan. He's fantastic. Anytime you get an X-007 in the mix, you're winning.
It's not Pierce Brosnan. It's Timothy Dalton.
Timothy Dalton. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
I had what was his? Which he only had like one 007 movie. Two. What were they? Do you remember?
He had. He had The Living Daylights and
yes.
Yeah, and it was the other one was
you got this, dude.
A License to Kill.
Did you change my avatar, Edward?
I changed my own one, and since you logged into my account.
Right. Logged into the main one. But yeah, man, Doom Patrol, like it's getting so crazy, and they're just going balls to the wall. They had the living town in season 2. They had the big muscle guy. I can't remember his name right now. They're just they don't care. They're just like no holds barred. They're just going for nuts. And I really hope that they keep the person who's doing the promos for the first 2 seasons. I threw that up on Twitter because the music and the way they cut those promos is absolutely brilliant. I hope it's not in the vein. The season 3 trailer was amazing, but I hope the promos stay as in season 1 and 2.
Yeah,
the girl,
they're really good.
Yeah, the girl with all the personalities, she's badass.
So good.
Yeah, like Brendan Fraser though. I feel like this kind of gave him the confidence to like make a comeback, and he's about to be in some serious movies. Looking forward, and people from the internet have like told him some like positive, uplifting things. I think he went into a dark spell for a while, and I feel like he's on his way back. But there's supposed to be some. I read an article, and he's got some really good stuff coming. So I'm stoked because he earned it. Like he steals the show in this show, and he's hilarious. Like anytime he speaks in the show, it's hilarious.
And looks like he's going to be out of the suit more too in season 3. Like there was that one shot of him. Yeah. So.
But the interesting thing with Brendan Fraser is, I mean, certainly when I was a kid, he was like the biggest action movie star around. He was in the Mummy movies, and was it George of the Jungle and films like that. And he was actually in many ways the precursor to like the modern action movie star. Like I think without him we wouldn't have like Chris Hemsworth and Chris Pratt and all the Chris's basically. And he really ruined his body for those movies. Like he was always he's spoken about it so many times. It's really interesting. He's just like, yeah, I would do anything. I would just do it, and I would literally. I think it was The Mummy Returns or something where he really ruined his back on one particular stunt. And it's like, I feel like Hollywood's learned a lot since Brendan Fraser and actually treated Brendan Fraser really, really poorly. And then, yeah, he had I think he got divorced and stuff, and that hit him really badly. And he couldn't get a gig for years. And I think he was just shunned in a weird way by Hollywood. And it was just it's really nice to see him, first off, get that gig in the Doom Patrol. And now he's going to be in a Martin Scorsese movie.
Yep,
which is really big for him, and I think he's the best thing about the show, about Doom Patrol. His character is just so interesting. It's such an interesting arc his character goes on, because he starts off the show, he's an absolute twat. You know, when he's a NASCAR driver, he's awful. He's an awful human being, and in a weird way, he becomes more. You know, he becomes a better human as a robot. Yeah, so. So it's a really, really good. I think he deserves a lot of credit, and I think the whole show deserves a lot of credit. The writers, it's kind of, I feel like it's the thing with Doom Patrol is it's like at a level where they can kind of get away with doing what they want, the writers, because it's not massive. It's big, but it's not like one of their massive shows. So they can kind of get away with almost being under probably Walter Hamada's radar, but under certain producers' radars. So they can kind of get away with being wacky in that weird show that kind of like the whole Mr. Nobody arc was so weird. And then it's just got even weirder as it's gone on. And I think if you aren't watching it and you like superhero shows, I think this is one of the best to watch, to be honest. I can't really think of one that's better.
It's my favorite show on right now, like for the last couple of years for a superhero show. I mean, Titans is good, but it took a while. But
season 2 wasn't great of Titans, though. It kind of got better in season 3.
Than the first, though, I think.
Yeah,
now. Doom Patrol, it's just way smarter. It's way smarter, and the acting is on another level. Like every character on that show is good. You know, like I said Crazy Jane's my favorite. Like she's awesome. But I mean the Elastigirl, she's good. All of them. What's his Negative Man with the bandages? That guy on his scenes, he's awesome too. It's like everyone is like really good actor on that show.
The show gets you really in the feels, man. Like there's been some like heartstring moments through all 2 seasons that I just love it. I'm gonna rewatch it all again.
Is it Matt Bomer that played?
Yeah, it's Matt Bomer. Mm-hmm.
Literally, the Hollywood, probably one of Hollywood's best looking actors, and they hire him to play a guy that's in bandages.
Yeah,
he could probably do
20 more days until season 3. 20 more days. That's it.
He could probably do a pretty good Superman, I think. Matt Bomer.
Yeah.
You'd probably have to pad up his suit a little bit, but not like your boy. But
if he was English, he'd be a very good Bond. I think.
Yeah.
Matt Bomer.
Yeah, he would.
Unfortunately, he's not English.
If you didn't have the role, he could probably get it.
If the Broccolis haven't already promised me that role, like so many roles have been promised over the years. So I think sorry, Clint, you have watched the trailer for season 3. So what did you think of it?
I thought it was awesome. It looks like they're bringing Madame Rouge into it and introducing the Brotherhood of Evil. So there's some cool stuff. So for some fans to get into and look forward to. Time travel, like James said, and it just looked weird. It was like off the hook. I saw that. I was like, holy smokes, dude, this is gonna be a cool season. Because like you said before, they've gone all over the place, and I like a show that is not scared to do weird stuff. And again, this is like the super nerds favorite show. You know what I mean? Like this isn't like the action comic book guys favorite. It's like the super nerds that appreciate good writing and smart storytelling are the ones that go for this. You know, I think I don't even know what that is.
They're
Well, it looks like Matt Bomer, Negative Man.
Yeah.
He's flying without the bandages, and then we got that military gorilla, and then it looks like butts. We're getting attacked by butts. I saw that in the trailer in the barn.
Oh boy.
They also had like a zombie scene too.
Yeah. Which you?
Well, I think you said it there. It's the show for kind of like super nerds, and I think that's probably why we like it so much. It's because it's a show it puts its writing first, and not all superhero shows do that. A lot of them forget the writing and in favor for very poorly lit fight sequences, and it happens a lot. It's like
I disagree. Keep James Gunn away from Doom Patrol. He's good for the Suicide Squad and his other movies, but Doom Patrol has its own feel. And if you throw James Gunn, then it's just going to be all James Gunn kind of jokes.
It's
Doom Patrol has its own smart humor mixed in with the kind of vulgar humor at the same time.
Yeah, it won't work.
It would definitely turn into dick and fart jokes immediately. That's exactly what happened. I always wondered on the show, Timothy Dalton is, a very well-respected actor. And like when I watched the series, I always felt like, I wonder if they just got him in for one day. And they're like, I'm going to do my roles and does it like his parts for the whole series in one day. And they're like, okay, you're dismissed, Mr. Dalton, and then leaves. And then they get the rest together. I was like, he seemed like too important of an actor to be on this show when I first saw him on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, you say that, but let's be honest. Timothy Dalton hasn't really done that much outside of the Bond movies.
And
like he was in Hot Fuzz. He was in Rocket Man. Or no, Rocketeer, sorry. He was in that, and then he's been he does a lot of stage stuff in London. So I know he's often on the West End and stuff like that. So maybe that takes up most of his time. But I think he genuinely liked the show. And I watched an interview with him, and he was like, "Oh, well, they sent me the script, and I just thought it was so weird that I couldn't really say no." And he's someone that seems to like to do weird stuff. Like if you've watched Hot Fuzz. Like literally, he gets impaled in that movie, and it's like it's an incredible scene. So he's obviously up for doing like mad stuff. So I would hope that he'd be around for more than one day, but you might be right. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he does, because a lot of his scenes you could kind of get away with doing those in one day. Be like, today's the Timothy Dalton day of shooting.
At least he tries. Unlike Bruce Willis now in films, he shows up for one day and doesn't even try.
Oh, but Bruce Willis, like literally, the guy just turns up for the paycheck and goes home afterwards. He just doesn't give a shit. Like I watched the other day, I watched Cosmic Sin, which is the movie that he's in. That's on Amazon Prime. It is terrible. It's so bad because I've been watching a lot of Amazon Prime shows. So I watched that one, and then I watched the one with the guy that played Crossbones. Forgetting his name.
Frank Grillo. Oh, you watched
Frank Grillo?
Man, just go to Ralph the Movie Maker. Go to his channel on YouTube and watch him analyze these Bruce Willis movies. You'll enjoy it a lot more than actually watching those movies. But back to Doom Patrol. There's one thing that always sticks with me in season 2 when they're in the motel. There's Rita's in the bathroom, and you got Clint and Mr. Negative Man, and I can't remember who else was in the room. But you have the 4 of them talking in one room. And the way it's directed, like the directing is so top notch, is brilliant. Like that's how you shoot I even put it up on like my Facebook or something. That's how you shoot a scene of 4 people talking in one room and make it dynamic. Like there's so many elements to the show that I'm like so pumped for Doom Patrol season 3. It's not even funny. I can't wait. I'm gonna take a week off just to watch the first episode over and over again
on repeat.
Yeah, Clint's gonna be like, "When's my next voiceover, man? I want to do a voiceover about more Spider-Man theories." James is like, I'm watching Doom Patrol.
No, I'll be like, dude, I'll live stream me watching Doom Patrol episode 1 for a week. That's what I'll do on here. I'll be like, hopefully we'll get us over 1,000 subs.
We're almost there now. Have you had to update that? James.
Yeah, guys, if you're
Arnie gone,
if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. We're this close. Very close. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not updated. You have to put is it 930 we're on, I think now.
We need
But,
69 more subs, baby.
Oh,
Yeah. They're
maybe
so
we
close.
should
Yeah.
just stick to that number.
69. Hey, don't make it
Actually, we
weird,
need-
Edward.
999,969 more subs to get to 1 million.
That's our goal. That we've given it away. We want 1 million subs. That's what we want. And then these these live shows can be watched by hundreds of thousands of people just going,
That's
"What
right.
on earth is going on?"
What are
That's-
these
I
guys
li-
talking about?
I really
You're a
like
funny
that
guy,
idea.
Sully.
Well, I've been learning about keyframes, Edward. So whenever he's watching Doom Patrol for a week, I'll just crank out some videos. You know, we'll get it done, man. It'll be done.
I've heard that you.
Call it, Sanchez, or you'll get a knuckle supper.
Have you
Right.
gotten a chance to see any of the Titans yet? The new season of
No,
Titans? at all?
no, I haven't. I
We
haven't
give
had
the-
a chance to watch Titans.
Sorry, Edward. I'm excited. This DC show talk. No, I didn't get to watch the latest episode. Clint, did you?
I did
Okay.
watch it. And it was good.
So
There we go.
I'm gonna
If
tell
you
you,
wanna
that was
talk-
it.
you want to talk spoilers? I'll mute my speakers.
I'm not gonna spoil anything. I don't even want to say what I was about to say because I'm just gonna leave it alone. We'll talk about it next time. How about that? It's a solid episode. I'll say this. Look, we've been excited about how this season's been going. They've been doing some really exciting, just dramatic stuff. This episode I feel is like a setup episode, and I feel like next week's is going to be is going to have a payoff. This was like one of those episodes where you're watching Walking Dead and there's a lot of talking and nothing really happens, and you're like, okay. And then next week some major stuff goes down. That's what this episode felt like to me. And so I'm hoping they didn't expend all of their goodness at the beginning of the show, and the second half is going to be a letdown, much like I heard the new Dune movie is. I hope they didn't do that. That's what I've heard in reviews about the Dune movie. But
I need to see these reviews. What is this?
I'll send you
What's
a
up,
link.
Sorry, I was going to say, hi, Sean. Hey, Hernan Lopez. How's it going? Nice icon there. Yeah, let's hope they didn't blow their budget in the first 5 episodes, right?
Yeah, blow their budget is a PG way of saying what I almost said. So yeah.
Well, go ahead, say it.
Oh, I'm not gonna say. So
I'm like getting the feeling of coming in the gym. I'm getting the feeling of coming at home. I'm getting the feeling of coming backstage when I pump up.
Yeah, let's just hope they didn't blow their wad on the first half of the season, is what I was going to say. Okay, now we're not going to go into tentacle stuff here. Let's get back on track, guys.
You're fired.
Edward just turned red. Let's move on. So I'm excited, man. Red Hood, Nightwing. Do you want me to give you a little bit of a spoiler?
Yeah,
go ahead, man. We're gonna spoil Shang-Chi for Edward. We'll spoil Titan.
Yeah, there's a Lady Vic appearance that pops into this. So
the episode's called Lady Vic.
Yeah, so that's not a spoiler, but yeah, there's going to be some stuff. There's going to be some background between Barbara Gordon and Dick and her, and some fun stuff with Scarecrow and Red Hood, and the story moves, and it's a informative episode. It's just it wasn't as dramatic as some of the other ones we've seen. So it was a solid episode, and
mid-season exposition to build up the last 3 episodes, I guess. Or
yeah, and they just got this new character. You got Red Hood is starting to get a little bit ornery with Scarecrow, and so he's got to put him in his place a little bit, and that's what Lady Vic's for. She's a hired mercenary that's kind of becoming his enforcer, and so he's such a Red Hood's so off the chain in this movie or this show that he's kind of hard to control, you know what I mean? And he's an impulsive guy. So he's kind of, I think, getting a little bit annoyed with him. So he's like, okay. And he kind of lets him know, look, you're expendable, and so quit acting out, you know what I mean? So anyway, That's saying enough. Just guys, watch this season of Titans because it's really good. I almost gave up on the show at the end of last season because it kind of was like, and now it's been really good. So,
yeah, I'll watch it when we're done this. But there's 13 episodes of season 1.
Yeah,
Edward, you still under the weather, man?
Yeah, I'm just sneezing a bit. That's fine.
Yeah, my allergies been killing me today too.
Yeah,
everyone's saying Shang-Chi is so awesome.
Shang-Chi is awesome.
That's a really good segue.
Yeah,
that's true.
I went and saw it last night, and the first showing, as usual, the first showing of any Marvel movie, I'm usually the first guy in line, so I went and saw it. I absolutely loved the movie. It was really good. I knew it was going to be good. I've heard some people that had reviewed it talk about it, and it met all my expectations. It was fun. Simu Liu did a great job. Awkwafina was good. Tony, what's his dad's name? What is the Mandarin's name? I'm having a brain fart.
Oh, Lung, no?
Leung, yeah. He was awesome. Yeah. He's fantastic. I saw him the other day in another movie when he was way younger, and it's almost, I was like, oh, that's the same guy. But yeah, it was good, and the whole thing was well done. And it's cool because you get a little bit of Rumble in the Bronx, and then in the beginning, a little Jackie Chan action, and then later on, you end up with like just straight up kung fu, and then next thing you know, you're off in a fantasy land with that's almost like Crouching Tiger, hidden like a wuxia kind of a thing going on, and it's just fun. There's a lot of cool elements, and it's a lot of fantasy and beautiful scenery and dragons and giant furry lions and all this cool stuff, and it was great. And then you had some awesome mid and post credit scenes in this movie too, that get your brain going as to where they're going with things, and it was awesome. I loved it. I loved every bit of it. I'll probably go see it in the theater again.
I'm so desperate to see this movie. Like I won't be able to see it until mid-September, because that's when I get back to France. And in Paris, they actually show movies in the original language, which they do not do here. The nearest cinema to me is like an hour away, and that shows everything in Italian. And my Italian is not good enough yet to be able to watch Shang-Chi in Italian. So yeah, I've got to wait for a long time. It's going to feel like a long time.
It'll probably show up here in October in this small town.
Yeah,
right now it's Free Guy is on repeat for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah,
is that because it's a Ryan Reynolds film and he's Canadian, so they just put that front and center?
Oh, I don't know. It's just whatever they get the rights to. It's like we didn't get Avengers Endgame here until like 3 months after it premiered. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be
Excuse me whilst I go and blow my nose.
You got it.
Excuse me while I kiss the sky.
Yeah, well, it's they have I think they go to Disney Plus after 45 days, isn't that right? Yeah. So
we'll probably get it here like a week before it goes on Disney Plus.
Yeah. Even if it goes out on Disney Plus, go see it in the theater, man. I was in the second row, and just like it was the most glorious thing. I was up front, but this is one of those theaters that has recliners, so even the front seats aren't real close. Like you still got plenty of room. But on the chart, when you're selecting your seat, people are like, I don't want to sit over there. So there was no one around me. There's like, I was up at the front, then there's an aisle, like a walkway behind me, and then all the people. So I felt like I was in the theater by myself. There was like a wall behind me. It was really cool. Yeah. And it was, like I said, it was fantastic. It was really good.
Oh man, I'm so desperate to see this film. There's that and Candyman are the two films I really want to see, and neither of them are available here. Just really annoying.
Yeah, Candyman was really good too, man. It was super good.
Super good. Now,
super good. Do you have any questions about it?
Yeah, is there anything you want to talk about the movie specifically? Now, I do not. Now, I know that James said we can talk spoilers, but I don't want to talk about the post-credit scene. Any of them.
We won't talk about
that. Yeah, because that's a massive spoiler. I'm sorry, but I want to at least have that.
Well, stay off YouTube then, man. Because
I was going to say
an hour after the movie premiered.
We almost made a video. We were talking about doing one. I even started writing out a script, and then it was like, dude, there's like 10 spoiler post credit scene videos out there, like
10
and
million.
so 10 billion. That's a lot. But there's a fight scene in the movie with Tony Leung and Shang-Chi's mother when they meet. And he kind of stumbles into to another realm, and they kind of meet. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But they have a really fantastic fight scene where he thinks he's a big badass because he's got the rings, and he goes toe to toe with this female. He's like, I don't want to have to hurt you, and she's kind of like, oh, okay. And then and they do a lovely fight scene. This super awesome choreographed. It's almost a dance, much like a Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon type of a situation. You know what I mean? And it's like, and I was like, wow, this is just beautifully done. It's like it was just really is charming is like a good way to put it at times. And there's some other parts too that have a similar feel to it. I enjoyed the whole thing. Michelle Yeoh is awesome in it. She's in it briefly. And there's some similar things with her too, and it was just good. I hope they visit this part the same way that we go back to Wakanda every once in a while and see that, and that's a really cool, interesting thing. I hope they go back to this place more in the future.
I think they will. I think they will for sure.
Yeah, was Tao Lo? Is that what it is? Yeah, Tao Lo is the name of the place, but yeah, it was cool. Very, very cool.
CB3 is asking, is Shang-Chi Canadian? Yeah, Simu Liu is Canadian. I actually directed him in a very short film. I worked with him on set too on a Tomb Raider fan.
You haven't mentioned that before.
It was just about twice. I don't like the name drop.
I do.
I was just pulling a chain.
I'd have a Shang-Chi neck tattoo if it was me. I'd be like, yeah, I directed that guy. Got a neck tattoo.
It's okay. He ignores my messages now on Facebook. So,
he's famous now.
He's famous. Yeah, I sent him. I sent him a message today. I'm like, hey, you want to pop in the stream just for fun, even if it's just 5 minutes. He just leaves,
and here he is.
He leaves me on read. He just leaves me on read. I'm like, dude, I don't want anything from you. I'm happy with my career. Just happy for you.
Did you tell him that our last video on Spider-Man got 15,000 views, and if we do one on Shang-Chi, it'd get more?
No, I was waiting until it hit 16,000, and then I was going to tell him.
Oh man! And also, I think we should congratulate James for his fine work on Heavy Spoilers channel as well. So lots of stuff happening for you, James.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
Lots of great editing is what's happening, dude. You're killing it. All of these, I watch these. I'm like, man. I told James, I was like, dude, this inspired me to want to learn how to edit better because I dabble, but watching these, I was like, dude, how do you do the panning like this? So I'm getting some lessons here. Soon. He's gonna
some lessons, but no,
he's gonna give me some pointers.
Who gave him my contact info? I've had other clients that like, I don't know who the editor is. I just got him off Fiverr. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, here's CB3 here. This is for you. It's not playing. It's glitching. No, it's not working.
It stops. Yeah, it's a shame. But that was definitely him, though. So you could
that was him.
It was definitely him.
Whatever.
Oh dear. They're probably copyright striking this video right now. That's why.
Well, that's why I don't really want to play it too much because it was just a couple guys fooling around. You know what I mean? And with the camera, it was fun.
Yeah.
And he didn't sign a release form or anything.
So you own that. So you own footage with him in it.
I own a bootleg copy of the footage because the hard drive I had on it crashed. That's why it's recorded off the phone.
That's a shame.
So
that's like this.
Show them.
It's like the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer leak. It's like someone recording the recording of the recording.
Yeah.
Oh man, should we talk about Spider-Man No Way Home? We talked a bit about Shang-Chi.
Well,
let's do it.
I want to ask Clint, where do you think the timeline is? Like, where do you think Shang-Chi takes place? I think it's like maybe a year after the snap.
I maybe. And I don't want to spoil anything for Edward, but there's some things that I mentioned to you in the post-credit scene about certain characters that might indicate that. You know what I mean?
I know. That's I'm trying not to say it either.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I
think
think
maybe like a year after. So.
Yeah, maybe.
Does Iron Fist turn up in the movie?
No, he didn't want to do his stunt training.
Yeah, but it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. Like I wonder where they're going to go with it, and they kind of tease certain things that are going to happen. There's a kind of announcement at the end. The same way they're like they dropped some news on us at the end of Mandalorian, where they're like, hey, look, get ready for the Book of Boba. You know what I mean? They dropped something at the end of those credits where it's like they printed it on the screen and you're like, oh. So it's
you can say, was that for Spider-Man?
No, this is for no, it's at the end of Shang-Chi. There's a
but
do you want me to say it?
Yeah, do they tease Spider-Man, Doctor Strange too?
They don't neither one of those things.
Eternals, is it Eternals they tease?
Nope. You want me to just say it?
Yeah, go on, say it.
They say the 10 rings will return.
So, but we knew that. Oh.
Yeah, well, you don't want any spoilers, man. You know, you're gonna tie my hand behind my back. Yeah, but that makes you wonder. Are they talking about the actual rings? Are they talking about the criminal organization? Are they going to do a spin-off show? Because we know Shang-Chi's going to be back. You know what I mean? So like, what are you talking about? Is the kind of the thing? Yeah. And the way they said it also. So I'm still trying not to spoil things for you, but yeah. So
do you think Shang-Chi will be a major part of the Avengers moving forward?
Yes.
Or not?
I think, and I he's going to be a major part of the MCU moving forward for sure. Yeah.
Yes.
That's going to be interesting because this. I mean, I suppose this is me being quite ignorant as far as the character of Shang-Chi is concerned, but are his powers just the mastery of kung fu, or is it a bit more that I suppose the 10 rings has something to do with it as well?
And he has like total control of his chi, right?
Total control of his chi.
But we do have a special clip here. It's Shang-Chi versus the Mandalorian. What's his name? Trevor Slattery. Why?
And
Why?
This whole show is going to be you like freaking out.
I thought you were going to cut to Ben Kingsley right after that.
You know, you know what you're going to turn into. You're literally turning into Paul Rudd right now. Like every time he comes on any, is it Conan's show?
Yeah,
he was always just showing the same.
Oh yeah.
The clip from what's it called? Mac and Me.
Yeah, exactly.
That's gonna be. We've got James here, and James is gonna tee up a clip of his next movie.
Total control over cheese. It's Reese.
Total control over cheese. Here we go. We got Trevor Slattery on the show. He doesn't know what he's doing in this movie. Hello, I'm Trevor Slattery. I am the. I really liked him in Iron Man 2. I'm going to say it. I liked that whole story arc. I thought it was quite funny, and I liked the bit where Tony Stark goes into the mansion and then finds him just watching football.
Did you see the what is it? Hail to the King or what?
Yes, yeah, that was really good.
It's great, and all through Shang-Chi, he's in Shang-Chi, and he's all over it, and he's just this weird eccentric dude, and it's really funny. Like you'll enjoy him.
Yeah, you can obviously tell. Yeah, you can tell that Sir Ben Kingsley had fun with that character.
He absolutely did.
Yeah. I'm glad they brought him back. I'm really happy they brought him back. Yeah.
It's funny because he's like in a weird eccentric bumbling around guy in this movie, like was surrounded by all kinds of martial arts and supernatural things and all this different craziness, and he's just kind of like, I mean, I don't know, it's just great. You'll see.
The whole thing is, he was an actor, right? That was just hired for the role, like an out of work actor.
Yeah,
I think it's brilliant. I think it's really, really good. Anyone that had a problem with that, I'm like, come on, like that was out of all the jokes that the MCU has put in there, the worst of them being Ralph Boner. Like literally, the Trevor Slattery one was the best one.
And you can tell they're having fun with it by the way they use him in this movie. It's fun. Like they're just having a good time making this movie, which is great. They're not taking it too seriously. They have fun with their movies, and I could see how this could turn into a business to where it's like, these things are supposed to make hundreds of millions of dollars, and you lose sight of the art making and the fun, and they didn't. This movie was fun, so it was good. I liked Awkwafina a lot. She was good. So
I still think that sounds like a brand, like a water brand.
It is a brand of water.
Is it?
Yeah, the Awkwafina. It's got a blue label. It is. She's blowing up as an actress. She's one of the bigger names on the cast, really. Like she is.
Yeah.
She's a rapper.
Crazy Rich Asians. Yeah.
Yeah. And she's
she
also a rapper.
Rich Asians and The Farewell. Yeah, and she's a rapper as well. She actually, The Farewell is a really good movie. I have my reservations on Crazy Rich Asians. I don't think it's as good as everyone said it was, but that's just because I'm not a massive fan of rom-coms. And it didn't really do it for me. But The Farewell, oh my god, that film! I was crying, I was laughing. It's a very difficult subject matter. It's literally about someone having to care for someone that's dying, and
yikes.
But they somehow managed to make that amusing. Like the whole film it's a very good film. She's really good in it, and if you're still on the fence about Awkwafina, I'd watch that film, and then if she's as good as you say she is in this movie, then that's great. I thought she was pretty bad in, what was the film she was in? The sequel, the one with The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and Kevin Hart. Jumanji. She was in the Jumanji.
Oh yeah,
sequel.
I didn't see that.
And she wasn't. She was playing a bit too much to type in that film. I felt it was like I'm Awkwafina, so I've got to be weird, and she was doing that whole thing. But apart from that, I think she's been great in everything she's been in. So I'm happy. I'm happy for her.
I mean, that's kind of her thing. She just doing her thing. It's like Zach Galifianakis is usually doing his thing when he's doing his thing. I mean, that's kind of her deal. But she's funny, and likable.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Do you think we're going to see more of her in the MCU moving forward?
For sure.
Yeah,
I think so.
Okay.
Why? I don't want to spoil it, but I'll tell you. I could tell you why.
No, that's yes answer is enough. I think we go into it. We know that. Well, you basically told us she's not going to die in this movie.
Yes.
So that's the number one plot point that you've spoiled, and we won't spoil anymore because literally, this week I have been bombarded with emails and messages and comments being like, "You complete shithead! Why have you spoiled Spider-Man: No Way Home for me?" And I'm like, what?
But you haven't. You haven't spoiled anything.
The reason is because, well, this is a segue into Spider-Man: No Way Home. By the way, I think I did very well.
You really want to talk about that movie again, don't you?
I didn't get to talk about it. I wasn't here last week, so I want to talk about it. And basically, JB Smoove, is that his name? Was interviewed on the red carpet and kind of spoiled that Tobey Maguire is going to be in the movie. But we also kind of knew this, I think a year ago now.
Yeah,
this is happening.
I thought that was established a long time ago.
Well, it's the only. Now I looked into, like, I've done a lot of research into where this came from. So the very first reports of Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. Thank you, Leroy. Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire being in the movie came from. Is it fandom? No, not fandom. Well, basically, it was. What's his name?
How long ago?
It was 2020, so it was last year.
No, Mikey reported that in 2019.
Oh, did he? Well, okay.
Yeah,
so
he
the first
reported
instance was Mikey.
on the PCM. Yeah.
Okay, because the first one I could find was basically Andy Signal, who did it for Fandom Wire. He wrote that up for and his
yeah, that's
YouTube
the one
channel.
where like Geekossi went to his chat and he's like, "Hey, we reported this on 2019," and then he's like, "I never heard of you guys."
Yeah. Well, that was the first but then that I wouldn't say that's like the most legitimate source. But then I found on Collider, basically, is it Jeff Snyder talked about it, and he was like, yes, not only are Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire going to be it, but also Kirsten Dunst, Emma Stone. Who else did he say? Oh, he also Alfred Molina and Willem Dafoe. And it's so basically we know that Willem Dafoe and Alfred Molina are definitely going to be in it. So that basically confirms, to me at least, that Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire are going to be in it too. Like, this is something we've been talking about for what seems like years now, but it hasn't. It's been a couple of months. But I don't know what. Okay, shall we say if it's happening or not? Do we think it's happening? Are they both going to be in the film?
I think they will be.
Yeah.
I remember hearing about Kirsten Dunst, like her assistant. We talked about this last week, but being on IMDb, and it was like personal assistant or something, Dunst, and everybody's like, okay, that's definitely going to be Kirsten Dunst. Who else is going to be Dunst's assistant? Like, oops, somebody screwed up and put that on IMDb. But you think they would have Kirsten Dunst and not have not have Tobey Maguire?
Yeah, it doesn't really make much sense. And I know Emma Stone is pregnant, so maybe she won't be in the film. But I mean, I just don't. First off, I think the trailer showed us nothing of the movie. I think that there's so much of the film that we still don't know what's going to happen in that movie. There's a whole thing that James. Oh, God.
Oh boy.
James actually has a very good theory, which we'll probably go into in a future video on what's going on in this movie.
Hopefully it's out Monday.
Yeah. But I honestly, like, the more I think about it, the more I think that the trailer is a massive misdirect. And I think the Sinister Six are only going to be in it for a very, very short amount of time. And I think someone else is going to be the main villain in this movie. Possibly
that would be
Doctor
really cool.
Strange himself. Yeah, I think so. I think there's something that I think it's cool. I think, and everyone that's come to me saying that I spoiled the movie, well, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, but also I don't think I did. But that's my
Edward. You just gotta ignore the comments, man. You're always gonna get
comments.
I know. It's a film website, and especially on social media. Don't worry about it.
And
what's that?
No, I just wanted to put that out there, basically say I am sorry if I spoiled anything for you guys.
And now we know the real reason why I really wanted to talk about Spider-Man.
That's what it is.
I wanted to apologize.
You haven't
actually got nothing to apologize for.
Yeah, Edward, have you actually seen the movie?
Nope.
And how could you spoil anything? It's all theories. It's all speculation. So
well, the JB Smoove thing was more of a confirmation type article that we ran.
Well, they can get mad at JB Smoove, not Edward. That's what I say.
I think that's what Hamada Burger said on Twitter to one of the high school kids.
Yeah. And what was the other thing that was revealed was apparently Andrew Garfield is Twitter's favorite Spider-Man. What do you make of that?
I think that's a generational thing. I think Twitter's got a lot of young people that are voting that are all over Twitter, and people that are, if somebody's maybe 40, who like grew up and watched Tobey Maguire kick ass at Spider-Man, and then played the first Sony Spider-Man game, and like just loves that Spider-Man. The upside down kiss, all that good stuff that would like revolutionized superhero movies. Like and so now the Garfield. I was like, all right, I was excited to go to another Spider-Man movie, but I was like, with those. And I do like Tom Holland, and I'm not necessarily even arguing for Tobey Maguire, but I think that there's a lot of young people on social media voting for him, and it's because he's the hot new guy, and they're all young and don't even remember when the first Spider-Man came out, you know?
Yeah, it was actually this whole thing. It was a report that was actually sent to me by a Canadian company called Slots Online Casino, and I'm like, why are you guys doing this? And then I didn't run it, and then a load of other websites started to run it. So I was like, okay, well, fine, I'll look into it. And their research is legitimate, but basically their research is from this past year, so 2020 and 2021, and it takes the metrics of how many times each actor in the Spider-Man series has been mentioned on Twitter, positively or negatively. And this is freaky, what you guys are doing. Oh, dear. And Andrew Garfield turned out to be number one out of the Spider-Man actors. My mic's muted.
No, Clint's is. Yeah.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. It's just Clint's moving his mouth pretending to be me. Yeah, and you really thrown me off now. I'm trying to be all serious and stuff, and then we invite Clint on to the show to be serious and talk about serious things, such as pop culture and Spider-Man.
I'm sorry, Edward. I'm sorry, Edward. I was just playing along with James. I apologize.
You're using your chi to duplicate your presence, Edward.
Yeah. Anyway, apparently the most popular Spider-Man actor of all time, well, not of all time, but of these latest movies is Emma Stone, according to this, which I'm a bit like, really? You guys liked Emma Stone that much?
I believe it. I love Emma Stone. She's fantastic. I can't think of a movie that she's done that I didn't appreciate. Like I like her in everything. She's just a likable personality.
I wasn't mad about La La Land, but that was more the film,
not at all.
not her. Yeah.
That was good. Well, wasn't she in? Cruella was good.
I thought Cruella was brilliant, actually. Yeah.
Was it her? Oh man, I almost want to pull her up on IMDb. Pretty much anytime I see her on the bill, I'm like, I'll watch that right now. Let's see if this is good. Like anything. I'm like that with Tom Hardy too. Anytime I see Tom Hardy on a film, I'll watch it just because I know I'm going to enjoy the movie. 9 times out of 10, I'm right. Every now and then there's like, it's all right. But most of the time I enjoy the movie. And that's the thing about movie stars and people with charisma, like Awkwafina. I mean, I don't know what it is about her. She has a charisma about her, and there's certain people, and that's when you have an agent or somebody that says you've got it. You've got that star power. Just you have a thing, and some people just have charisma. And every now and then they force an actor. Somebody gets a really good agent, and they force him in there and give him a bunch of roles, and you're kind of like, why does this guy getting these roles? This guy kind of sucks. And then he just and then they disappear and you never see anything. But the ones that have the true charisma, it just, you can't fake it. It's just a magical thing that some people have and some people don't, and she's got it. So
Hey everyone, make sure you subscribe or I'll sick my dog on you.
That's awesome.
The deadliest dog in the whole of Canada. I agree with you. I also think her and Andrew Garfield had really good chemistry in those two movies, which is a reason why they were so popular. I think Zendaya and Tom Holland have a very similar chemistry. Is it because both actors are dating? Both sets of actors are. We know that Tom Hardy and Tom Holland and Zendaya are together now as well.
Yeah,
but that's probably more for I don't know, some celebrity gossip website and not us to talk about. But I think it's interesting to look at what people Which actors people talk about the most in relation to Spider-Man? Because Spider-Man is like a massive deal in pop culture and on the big screen as well. It was really the Sam Raimi Spider-Man film for me was the first comic book movie that was genuinely brilliant. Like every other comic book movie before that was pretty bad, apart from the Batman films. But like it was the one that really kickstarted this whole era of the comic book movie genre that we're in now. And actually, Dan Zig mentioned someone that I think we should mention in this chat, and that is Nicholas Hammond. I was always a massive fan of Nicholas Hammond's Spider-Man. If you guys don't know who that is, it's like the Spider-Man that was in like the 80s or 70s, the TV show, the live action TV show. Brilliant. He's so good. All the scenes in that show of Spider-Man climbing up walls are so obviously just him on the floor.
It's hilarious.
It's so good. It's just so much fun. And also the Japanese Spider-Man. If you guys have ever seen the live action Japanese Spider-Man TV show, that was incredible.
Dude, I'm a lot older than you are. I remember when I was a kid, they had a show called The Electric Company, and you would watch Sesame Street, and then after Sesame Street, The Electric Company would come on, and they had a little segment that was Spider-Man, and it was hosted by Morgan Freeman. And Morgan Freeman, a young Morgan Freeman, is in it, and it's really weird to think that was Morgan Freeman back then. But yeah, it was pretty cool. I was like a 5-6-year-old, 5-year-old maybe when that came out. So back before electricity. It was a long time ago. Yeah,
it's a crank
electric company.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for a second because I've got to plug in my laptop because I'm running out of battery, and I'll be right back.
Kind of like talking. Yeah, Lawrence Fishburne was in Pee-wee's Playhouse back in the old days when I was a kid too, and like
as a cowboy.
Cowboy Curtis, and and I'm like, oh, it's Cowboy Curtis, and the next thing you know, hey, Pee-wee, and it's super corny, Pee-wee's Playhouse, and to know who Lawrence Fishburne is now is just a kick-ass tour de force actor, like a serious actor. Wow. I'm Cowboy Curtis. It was like a super corny show. I don't know if you were too old for Pee-wee's Playhouse, Edward. I mean, too young for Pee-wee's Playhouse, or if you've seen playbacks of that.
It was never really shown in like where I lived. So,
well, Lawrence Fishburne was in it, and it's hilarious to look. It's hilarious to look at I think that was his first gig was Pee-wee's Playhouse, and so it's hilarious to look at this kid's show, and now he's a serious actor. Man, I love having Spider-Man on the show.
Yeah, it's great. It looks like it's the Miles Morales Spider-Man as well.
Kazax is calling me Clint. I'm a lot older, Baker. Shut your face,
old dirty Baker.
Old ODB. I'm down with that. You can call me ODB, old dirty Baker.
Should we move away from Spider-Man onto Dune or Dune, however you say it? Is it Dune or is it Dune? Who knows? It's a joke from another show. Apparently. So it premiered at the Venice Film Festival, and it's you were talking about mixed reviews, weren't you, Clint?
I was.
Now I'm looking at the reviews on Rotten Tomatoes.
I can give you the headline, a Variety headline. Dune's early reviews call Denis Villeneuve. How do you say that guy's name? Villeneuve's film.
Do you want me to say it perfectly?
Say it perfect, please.
Denis Villeneuve.
Denis Villeneuve. Denis
Villeneuve. Yeah.
Villeneuve.
Can you say hamburger, Edward?
Denis Villeneuve's
hamburger. Hamburger.
But they say hamburger again. Hamburger.
That's my favorite scene in that really shitty movie. That's a great scene.
Well, apparently people are calling this movie both brilliant and disappointing, and there's mixed reviews all over the place. And this article that's in Variety right now, I went through it and read several of the reviews, and some of them are good. Well, they're all good, but then a lot of people are saying that it doesn't stick the landing, and that's the consensus from about half of the reviews out there.
Yeah,
and then the other ones.
Do you want to know which outlets posted the bad reviews of the movie?
Does it rhyme with Doom Plop?
Yeah. No,
Okay.
it's Vanity Fair's review of it is very negative. Variety's review of it is very negative. The Film Stage, which I've never heard of, IndieWire, and the Hollywood Reporter. Interestingly enough, these are all American outlets, and every other outlet, The Guardian, even Roger Ebert, The Wrap, NME, Financial Times, Den of Geek, Joe's Blow, The Independent, they're all really positive. Literally like 5 out of 5, A's, B's. Although here, there's a positive one on Rotten Tomatoes, which is a 2 out of 4. So I don't really think that's a positive review, to be honest. But that's from USA Today. But
yeah,
it seems to be a bit all over the place, to be honest, doesn't it?
The other thing they say is that they really do a lot for the fans in this, and that the fans will love this. They said it's just breathtaking to watch, that you can't look away from the screen. But it makes me think like it's a bunch of not sci-fi fans that are reviewing this movie, and they're not appreciating it for what it is. Is what is the impression I get. You know what I mean? Because like, I don't know. You get somebody that doesn't like football to go grade a football movie. Maybe they're not going to enjoy it as much as a sci-fi fan, or you know what I'm saying, a sports fan. But
yeah,
but I don't think
you've got a point.
I don't think the original Dune got very, very good reviews either at the start.
Terrible reviews it got when it came out, and it still gets bad reviews now. Like actually, Denis Villeneuve said he made the film Dune because he was so disappointed with David Lynch's film.
Really?
Yeah, and there are lots of. Well, he said there were things that he wanted to change and things that he wanted to improve, which is fair enough. You've watched David Lynch's Dune, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
It's all over the place, that film.
It's good though. It's good.
Man, I saw that movie before you were born, man. I mean, it was a long way back, and I was probably in my 30s by then. But I'm just kidding. I'm playing this. I was in my ODB mind frame, dude. I saw that movie so long ago. I don't even remember it.
I wonder whether this will be a very similar case to Blade Runner 2049, where people that watch it won't get it. I think that film was incredible, Denis Villeneuve's last film. And as a sequel to Blade Runner, which in itself is kind of insane that movie's any good if you look at like how that film was made and the behind the scenes of it. Like literally they didn't know what they were doing with that movie. And it just turned out to be a cult classic. But I think 2049 is a better film, is a much, much better film. And I wonder whether this movie, I think it might suffer a lot from the fact that it's been delayed so much. I think people might have been waiting for it for too long, and now the kind of the passion for it has kind of faded a bit. Maybe it might be a bit obtuse if Villeneuve made it for the fans, because the book, I've tried reading that book so many times, and it is hard to get through. I find that book really tough to get through. I'm going to be honest, and I don't know. Maybe the source material has just been a bit old now, because basically it's what Star Wars is based on. Really is the forgetting the name of the author that wrote the book in the comments probably. Yeah, that's it. And maybe that's the problem with it. Maybe it's just a bit dated. I don't know.
I don't know. I think the books are timeless. So, like, have you read the books?
I've read. Okay, so I got through the book, the first half twice. I just couldn't finish it. I'm really not into this.
I read all the books, but I stopped when his son started writing the books because it just wasn't the same.
Yeah, I got many many friends that really, really love the books and like you have to read them. And I started reading it, and I was just a bit lost, and I think I got 2/3 of the way through it.
When you're doing like fantasy sci-fi like that, it doesn't matter how old the thing is. Like it's like if we put out a Conan barbarian movie tomorrow, you know what I mean? I don't know if we're capable of handling this in this day and age. I really don't think that it matters how long ago those books were written. I think it matters how well the story's told. And I feel like they got the all-star cast. Everyone in this movie is great. I heard that Jason Momoa steals every scene he's in. He's just badass in this. I feel like it could be great, and I'm really excited to see it. I don't know if it being pushed back is gonna hurt anything. Like as far as people wanting to go see it, I didn't all of a sudden not want to go see Scarlett Johansson's movie because it got pushed back so many times. I went the first day it was out. You know what I mean? I'm just a fan. I think the fans of this genre are going to go see that movie, and they're gonna be like, finally, we get to see that. You know, I don't think it's not like a girl is waiting for you to pick her up to take her out on a date, and you take forever to get out of work, and you're running late, and you get there at 11 o'clock at night. She's like, forget it. I don't want to go out anymore. I don't want you to take me out. This is a movie that people want to see. It's like, I don't feel like people are going to, if anything, they're going to want to see it more, I think. And that's just me.
I hope so, because I really want this film to do really well, because I haven't disliked any of Denis Villeneuve's films. I think they've all been brilliant, actually. Like from even Enemy, I like Enemy a lot, and that was the one he did with Jake Gyllenhaal. And I just can't. Go on.
I was just going to say, I've heard multiple people say that. I don't know. Do you think people are going to? It's pushed back so long that people are going to lose interest. I don't think that's a thing. I don't think that people lose interest like that. They might get frustrated, but when it's available, they're going to see it. You know, and he makes good movies.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm trying to work out why. Like, I'm looking at the reviewers, and it's like it's David Elric's review, who's the reviewer for IndieWire, and he's a reviewer that I respect a lot, and he just said it's flat. He said the movie is flat, which I feel like I've never heard like anyone say anything like that about a Denis. Maybe a bit slow. I think 2049, Blade Runner 2049, you could say that film was a bit slow. I personally loved it because I think it was paced perfectly. I wonder whether it might be that might be the case. The movie is a bit long. It might not end because it's basically going to be two movies, is what they were planning on doing. They're doing, putting the first book into two films. So it probably ends at a point that isn't completely satisfying for people.
They did a thing in this movie, from what I've read of different reviews, where everyone said that they did a fantastic job world building. That it's like that it's incredible. They like introduce this whole world and all the characters. They do all this world building, and you spend your whole movie world building with the expectation of having a payoff storytelling wise on the second movie. And then because of a pandemic and all these problems, it doesn't do well. And now you don't get the second movie. So I feel like maybe they were building up the worlds, and the payoff on the storytelling was going to happen on the second movie. They're kind of building it up. And now if it doesn't get a second movie, it's going to be a shame because they've created this fantastic, beautiful, amazing world with characters that everybody wants to hear a story told from. And then maybe we won't get it. And that would suck.
What I will say are, I don't trust reviews that come out of film festivals. I never have done, and I never will. I remember that the Venice Film Festival, I think that was where Joker premiered, wasn't it? When that came out. And that actually got kind of, if Joker had got these reviews at the Venice Film Festival, literally it's on, Dune at the moment is on 86% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't really care about Rotten Tomatoes, but that's just giving you an overall idea of the fact that most reviewers think this film is very good. Like I'm looking at it, it's like A, B, 4 out of 5, 5 out of 5. A lot of them 10 out of 10. One person gave it. So I think
I just wanted to ask you, Edward. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I apologize,
No,
but why do you think a trade, like a major trade like Variety, would be making a story that, because that affects that can potentially affect the outcome of what how this movie performs when you have articles being written about how people are not appreciating this movie. Like, why do you think they would do that if it's not good? You know.
Before you answer that, what trade trashed the Snyderverse fans?
That was Variety.
Variety, yeah,
it was Variety. Yeah, Variety and Deadline. Interesting. Deadline's review isn't here yet, so they haven't been put on there. But actually, someone I know that I've worked with, Ben Travis at Empire, really liked the film, and I think he's got very good taste in movies. So that again is something you have to look at. You have to look at who you think your tastes align with as far as reviewers are concerned. I know for a fact that a lot of people have gone.
Sorry, but who's paying the bills too, right? Like, who's behind them? Yeah.
Well, the thing is if Variety is to go ahead and write an article being like, this is what our critics said, this is what Vanity Fair's critics said, and this is what the biggest one is David Elric. That his was he trashed the movie, like really, really trashed it. And he is IndieWire's main film critic, and IndieWire is considered to be IndieWire is basically, I think they're part of the same company that owns Deadline. And the Hollywood Reporter also put in a pretty negative review of the movie. Interestingly enough, I don't want to say this, well, I'm going to say it. Most of the people that gave bad reviews of the movie are American. So maybe that's something to do with attention spans. I don't know. Oh no, Deadline is here. That they did give a good review to it. Sweeping and spectacular, they said. So really, you look at the reviews, look at who you like. I know a lot of these people personally. Like, I know Robbie Collin at the Daily Telegraph, and he loved it. I'm not surprised that he loved it. But David Crow at Denner Geek as well gave a good review for it. So I'm surprised that Variety ran that story, to be honest, because if you to look at it, you go, well, actually, the vast majority of reviews from reviewers, these are people that are paid to watch movies and review them, are positive. Now, if there are certain people that say that they're at the Venice Film Festival somehow and watched the movie and didn't like it and they put that on Twitter, I wouldn't trust those reviews, because there's no way of knowing if they actually watched the movie or not.
Oh my God. H.A. Ray actually made it to the stream. How's it going, H.A. Ray?
Hey.
Sorry, have I lost it?
Okay. Sorry. H.A. Ray's late. He missed all the memes on the camera.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Not doing it again. He's a meme god. But yeah, you do have to pay attention to who's writing it and what trades are putting it out. I agree with you. But at the same time, like, if you're interested in go see the movie. Don't worry about the reviews.
Yeah,
make up your own mind.
That's what I say, and I don't know. It bumps me out as a creator. It's like people need to make up their own minds. It just it kind of upsets me like that this guy's a great filmmaker. People have said in reviews that I've read too that it's completely breathtaking. It's beautiful, and there's some great performances in this movie. And I hate for someone to see this article and be like, it's gonna suck, I'm not gonna go see it. Like that sucks. And Clint likes everything. I know it's half the reason I don't like to pan slam any movies out there. I feel like people, like, who needs to listen to what I say? Go decide for yourself. But hey, I just got 100 people just unsubscribed from my channel. No, but I mean, like, but I don't know. If this movie is as good as we've been hoping it's going to be, and as breathtaking as it looks like just like space Game of Thrones to me. You know what I mean? It just looks amazing, and I'm excited to see it. So I say, F those guys. I'm going to go see it anyway. That's what I got to say.
That's the thing, and that's. I mean, you need to make your own mind up about the movie, and it's one of the biggest films to come out in a long time. Denis Villeneuve is also someone that hasn't actually had a big hit at the box office. His movies have been incredibly well received, but for instance, Blade Runner 2049, which if I could give it as much money as I could. I watched that film so many times at the cinema. It didn't do very well at the box office. Like Sicario is probably his best performing movie at the box office, actually.
That's
Either
great.
that or Prisoners. But these movies. Look at Sicario, Prisoners, Blade Runner 2049. Now Dune. Like, hopefully that's going to be really good. I think it. Fingers crossed. I think it is. I'm looking at the reviews. People that I trust really love the movie, so I think I'm going to like it as well. But I just was desperate for this movie to do well, mainly because I want to see the sequel as well. I want to see this film, the whole story be finished. I think the cast is incredible. The trailers have really sold it to me. Also, listening to someone like Robert Meyer Burnett talk about the script, like he actually got to read the script for this film, and he said it was the best script he's ever read. This guy's read a lot of scripts. He's done a lot of that in his career.
And I trust Robert Meyer Burnett. He's one of my faves.
Well, yeah. And I really do think that there's that piece, that variety piece. I think there's an element of let's try and be as like shocking as possible and say that the biggest movie to come out in a while is getting negative reviews. From who? From us. It's like. It's like, what's the negative review? Oh, it's Variety. Okay, Variety, and who else? Vanity Fair. Okay, and who else? Hollywood Reporter. Okay, who else? IndieWire. All right, fine. But what about everybody else? They're all positive.
They're like, Deadline's getting all the clicks. We need to put something shocking out,
I think there's an element of that to this as well. And, maybe they're a bit butthurt with Warner Brothers as well. I'm pretty sure Warner Brothers would have hated that article coming out. Because that's not something they want out there. They'll want as many positive reviews as possible. They have them. They have a lot of positive reviews. They can literally just go to the Guardian's 5-star review of the movie and be like, Zan Brooks loved it. Zan Brooks is one of the UK's most famous film critics, as is Robbie Collin, loved it as well. And he's another one. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. If you want to go and see it, still go and see it. Don't look at these supposed negative reviews and let that put you off the movie. Because even if you don't like it, it's still a film that I think will be worth your time. It's going to be long. It's all of Denis Villeneuve's films are long. It might be a bit slow in places, but also sometimes the story needs that. And I think this might be one of those films that does. It needs to take its time. So I'm really, really excited to see it. I cannot wait to do the show with you, Clint and James, after we've all seen the movie and just get full spoilers, because I think it'll be very interesting. And I love Timothée Chalamet.
Can I get this out of my system?
Hello there. I'm excited for all. I'm excited for a lot of the movies that are coming out. I know we had some big ones that got pushed back and stuff, but we're finally getting stuff at CinemaCon. I talked about it last week. CinemaCon, they screened. They showed Ghostbusters, the new Ghostbusters Afterlife, and at the Sony thing, and everyone loved that. So that's exciting. 007, Mission Impossible. We got the Matrix, John Wick. There's all these things that are coming down the pipeline, and finally, it's like all these shows. I was talking about it with a friend. I was like, yeah, we were locked down and deprived of the good stuff. Nobody wanted to put out good movies or shows or anything. Well, shows they did, but nobody wanted to put out good movies because they didn't want to leave money on the table. And finally we're getting that stuff, and there's a little bit of the brakes being put on a few things that keep getting pushed back because of Delta variant stuff, but I feel like we're some of the companies are saying the stuff's coming out regardless. We're putting this out, so that's really good.
Do you think Sony's going to stick to their release schedule now? Do you think they're gonna bring Venom 2 out in October?
I think they'll stick to it. I think they are. Yeah. I
don't know. I have a feeling Venom might be pushed.
Yeah.
I just have that feeling that Venom might be pushed.
Didn't they push it back like a week? I thought they already did that. Like it was like a week though. It wasn't like a big deal.
Yeah. They pushed it back a couple of weeks, like 2 weeks, because originally it was going to come out in September, and then they pushed it to October. And I'm hearing, like, again, it's from the same sort of places. It's like Grace Ranulph and people like that saying that it's going to be pushed into 2022.
Yeah.
Let's all get very worried about it. She sounds like Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, she's Hey, that's not very nice. But
That was me. I was saying I sounded more like Mickey Mouse
yeah, you
in
do.
that impersonation. Oh, it's been pushed into 2022, guys.
Hi, I'm Mickey. Yeah, it's
You're funny guy, Sally.
it's weird, man. We got to see what happens with the variant stuff. You know what I mean? Who knows what's going to happen? You look at how things have gone. It's gone up in the UK and then spiked in India and then spiked, and here it's gone up, and I would hope that it follows the trend and then spikes, but I don't know what who knows. There's might be some other variable or other weird thing.
When you say spike, do you mean go down?
I mean, yeah, it spikes and then drops off. You know what I mean? It spikes and it looks like it's going to keep going forever, and then it just falls off.
It's because they shut everything down and then it drops, and then they open everything back up, and then it spikes, and then they shut everything down and it drops.
So let's hope.
But I think there's.
Hello, Peter.
Hello there.
Hello there. Let's hope let's hope it drops, and then we watch all the good movies, and then it could go back up again, and then we'll let it drop, and then we'll watch a bunch of good movies, then we'll go up again. That's I guess the game we have to play now.
I don't know, Clint, with what's going on in Texas at the moment, and people, not taking the vaccine and stuff, and being, it's my right to not take the vaccine. I can do what I want with my body. Freedom.
Dude, that's pretty good, man. You sound like some of my friends. No, dude, it's
ruined my voice doing that.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
It's a weird world we're living in, man, and we just got to go. We just got to do our best, one day at a time. Let's just hope we get some good movies. I don't want it to drop and then we get like F9. That's not the movie I want. I want to see Dune. If we only get like, hey, everything's cool for a little bit. Can I get Venom and Dune? Like, really? That's what you gave me? Mortal Kombat and F9? That's what we got before got all screwed up.
Goddamn plague of the 21st century interrupting our movie schedule.
Yes, we're trying to watch movies, and you're giving me Mortal Kombat,
and Magnus,
Godzilla versus Kong, the freaking. Oh, okay, I'm done. I don't even have the strength to finish that rant. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's getting frustrating over here.
Yeah, like we did get Zack Snyder's Justice League, which at this moment in time is probably the best movie I've watched this year.
You got to watch Pig.
Oh yeah, I got to watch Pig. Cruella came out, Black Widow came out eventually. And then Fast 9. God, that was bad.
And the biggest crime of all is that nobody came out and nobody went to see it. That was the best movie probably this year. Like, that movie was awesome.
I forgot about Nobody. That was the best movie.
Badass. If you guys at home haven't seen Nobody, go watch it with Bob Odenkirk.
Nobody was amazing, but Pig just reaches just a little bit above Nobody for me.
Pig was really good. No. But if you're
two separate kind of films, though, two
completely different. Well, yeah, but really good. If you haven't seen Pig, that one surprised me too. Oh yeah, but yeah, Bob Odenkirk. It's the same writer as John Wick. And man, I want to see a John Wick team up with the dude from Nobody. That would be badass.
Well, they're both written by the same guy, aren't they?
That's what I'm saying. Same universe. Bring them together or versus each other for a fun cameo or something.
Had that small heart attack, so we might not be able to do action scenes for a while.
Well, bring Christopher Lloyd back to do that.
Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah, give him some shotguns. Be like, John Wick, I got you. Which you guys heard about?
That so good.
You heard Christopher Lloyd just got cast, right?
Yeah, he's Rick, live action Rick.
Yeah.
So that's literally perfect casting. What is this? What are you, James?
I don't know what he's doing, but yeah, it's like
he's gone mad.
I was like, Rick and Morty. Christopher Lloyd and Rick and Morty. That's perfect casting. If I've ever seen.
That's what it's based off, right? That's what Rick Sanchez is based off. Yeah. Justin Roiland did like. Okay, so what happened was he used to make these like little 1 or 2 minute videos and put them up on YouTube, and at first it was like a Back to the Future spoof, where Doc Brown kept saying, "Lick my balls, Morty. Lick my balls. Lick my scrotum." And that was his answer to that video. Was his answer to all the cease and desist letters he was getting from the studios. So, and then from that he made that Doc Brown and Marty little animation, and then that's what's spawned Rick and Morty.
Well,
So like to have him cast is absolutely perfect in that little promo, anyways.
I do wonder how long that will be in the episode for, because it is for an episode, isn't it?
I don't think it's for I think it's just a promo. I think it's just.
Oh, is it literally just a promo?
Yeah, like they did their anime. They did their anime Rick and Morty, and they did a bunch of. They get a bunch of different artists to animate for their promos. So I think it's just a promo. I don't think it's actually in the episode. So.
Oh, that's a shame. I was hoping it would be in an episode. I think Clint's having technical difficulties. I love whenever he leaves the show, he has to put his name like in. Okay. Right. What was the other? We had, I think, one more topic to talk about. I can't remember off the top of my head. Here we go. This is Inside Baseball, isn't it? Trying to figure out what we talk about next whilst Clint is left for some reason. Doesn't tell us why he's going, just leaves.
Yes, Pedro's on top form for Pig, definitely. I agree with you, Danzig.
Yeah, and it sounds like he might get an Oscar nomination for it.
I hope he gets
so
nomination.
Hopefully he does. I really need to watch that film. Yeah, you've sold it to me, and hopefully
watch it.
I must watch it. But no, what? Let's have a look. Let's go into the comments. See what people are saying. Okay, Curtis just says boobs. Of course he does. Top Gun got pushed. Top Gun 2, so Maverick got pushed to 2022. Mission Impossible 7 did as well. I'm not surprised about that. Also, Paramount is suing their insurance company, which is amusing. H.A. Ray just sends Clint's logo. I think I need to do a card that just says technical difficulties. So when I
have one, I have one. I took it off here. Let me grab it for a minute. Do you think Spider-Man No Way Home will be delayed? Because everything else is getting pushed? I
think it might be. I don't know. I really hope it doesn't. But I just know that if Sony thinks that they're going to have anything eat away at their potential box office revenue, they'll be like, yeah, we can't have it released now. If we go into another lockdown, they'll definitely push it. So one of the big problems that this industry has is literally people not getting vaccinated. That's literally the biggest problem that the movie industry faces, which is why you see a lot of people coming out, a lot of famous people coming out imploring people to go get vaccinated. It's because their industry literally is desperate for this to happen. They need it to happen. So, the rallies that we're getting at the moment, and especially in the United States and in the UK, it's very bad. Like the amount of people that are coming to these anti-vaccine rallies and stuff like that. And even friends of mine have been sending me things about, saying, "Oh, I'm not sure if I should get the vaccine." We here at Small Screen all say, "Get the vaccine." I think I'm vaccinated. I think Clint is as well, and James is in the process.
Oh, you suck.
I gotta get. We're supposed to get my second one today, but the schedule is so screwed up. We're gonna go Monday.
Yeah. But the thing is, it's like a lot of people just aren't getting it, and it's a big problem.
I saw a guy the other day. He had a magnet. He was like sticking it to his arm, and I'm like, "Come on, dude!" And it's like on his bare skin, hairless skin, sticking it on the seat. Look, dude, it sticks. I was like, "Yeah, it'll stick to your forehead too, you dummy!" Like it was really funny.
Did you see the woman in Congress doing that? She was like,
"Yeah."
She was like, "Hey, I just came back from the bathroom and this happened." She tried to stick a coin on her head and it wouldn't stick.
Yeah.
And I was just
it's the nanobots.
Yeah.
I was like, Yeah, and he was I saw this guy showing some other people. It's like, look, you got to get it just right. If you could find the place where you got injected, it'll stick right. I'm like, come on, dude. I just looked at one of the guys he was talking to and just went, just shook my head. I was like, and he kind of grinned, and I just walked away. I was like, oh
dear.
God.
I don't.
It's a it's a weird world we live in. You've got unlimited connections between people, and I've been on rants about it before. I'm like, people are not meant to be this connected, where it like any clown can write a movie review and just put it out to the world, and there you go, you know what I mean? But at the same time, any clown
can small screen began.
That's what I'm saying, and that's what I do too. But like, you can also say anything. You can also say anything else, and if it's compelling enough, and you've got enough charisma or salesmanship, it can hit 15,000 views in a couple of days. You know what I mean? And it can be a magnet on your arm, and somebody's going to believe it. It's really crazy, the world that we're living in. But at the same time, you know. I love that one. At the same time, you don't want to give up freedoms, but so like you gotta have freedoms and freedom of speech. I'm 110% for freedom of speech. Yeah, but man, I wish some people would shut the hell up. I'll say that. But you know, it puts us some of the great things that we've been able to develop principles for mankind are also kind of harmful, and it's a weird fork in the road, like of how to handle
the greatest information tool we have to learn and to use, and people, well, it's
the problem. It's literally the problem of the internet, isn't it? Because every time I hear any anti-vaxxers, like, I've done my own research. I've done my own research. I've gone out of the interweb. You can find the stuff. I'm not taking that vaccine. Make you gay. The vaccine will make you gay. It's on the internet. I found it. I'm not going to take the vaccine. Wow. I'm going to do a whole. I'm going to do a whole video like that.
Wow.
I just find it hilarious, but also really upsetting, because I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to go into all politics about like everything that's going on at the moment, but it's
too late. Like, you already did like 20 minutes ago.
Scary. It's like is it like the 12 or something? There's like a bunch of people that are now on a list of supposed doctors that are spreading misinformation.
But they've been doing that for like a year and a half now.
Yeah, and what they're all doing is selling supplements. Yeah. So it's like, it's a bloody business. I don't get it.
The whole thing is a business. People are like, if politics, anything, people are trying to sell clicks. They do the most outrageous headlines, no matter what it is, and they're not worried about people's well-being. They're worried about getting enough clicks. So it doesn't matter if it's giving a bad review on a good movie to get clicks, or saying some lie, or embellishing something, or twisting the words of somebody, or whatever it is. It's all for clicks. It's all about money. All of this shit is about money, and it's really annoying. And but you know, whatever. This is the world we're living in. So we just got to deal with it, and you got to use your common sense to filter out what is probably BS. And the problem is a lot of people don't have common sense, and that's a big deal.
What's up, movie aficionados?
Yeah,
aficionados.
He's a big supporter of us on Facebook. We'll have him on the show sometime.
Yeah. Thanks for your support, movie aficionado.
I suppose what I would say is that yes, you're right.
We should wrap it up. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and you know, we do live in a free, thankfully, a free world, but also there is when it comes to the safety of others and things like that, you just have to listen to people that are more intelligent than yourselves, because as I keep on saying, I'm an idiot. I don't know anything really about anything. I listen to much more intelligent people than me, and most of those people tend to be right, especially when it comes to science and vaccinations. So if Fauci or whoever it is tells you to get the vaccine, then go and get the bloody vaccine so that we can watch movies again.
That's all I care about. Just give me my movies back. Hey, what do you think about the Expendables?
I'm excited for it. I have to say, it's not my favorite like movie franchise ever. I know, James, you love it, and I think you do too, Clint. But
the last one was the best. Like out of the first one. See,
I've only seen the first two. I haven't seen the third one.
The third one's the best, and especially when they introduce Wesley Snipes. But because it's like a little inside joke there, I won't spoil it for you. But the first one, that's why I didn't like the Suicide. Like I liked the Suicide Squad, but I didn't like it that much because it just fake dictatorship, fake. They didn't do Corto Maltese justice. It reminded me of the first Expendables, where it's like it looks like a fake South American country. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So the third one's the best. So I'm excited if they keep on track for what they did with the third one, but amp the fight scenes up a little better. I think it could be the best one yet.
Yeah, you're gonna have Jason Statham, Sylvester Stallone, 50 Cent, Megan Fox, Tony Jaa, Dolph Lundgren. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, they need to get Adam Driver in there. They need to get Adam Driver.
He's never gonna get in. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm not like super stoked about seeing an action movie with Megan Fox and.
Have you not seen that recent Megan Fox action movie? She just did a ridiculous action movie.
Which one?
I can't remember what it's called, but I didn't actually see the movie. I saw the trailer for it, and I said, "Oh, I need to see that." It's like a stupid, ridiculous action movie that came out, or I saw the trailer for not too long ago, where I was like, that looks so bad, it looks good." You know what I mean? Like one of those movies like Crank.
I'm not.
That you have to watch it.
Because there was, which was the film that had Jean-Claude Van Damme in it? Was that the third one?
That was the second one.
Second one, and then in the last one, the villain was what's his face? Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
You see, it does depend on who the villain is. I'm going to be honest. Like if the villain is like someone that's really, I think Mel Gibson is, not the nicest person in the world, but a very good actor, and you need someone with that kind of charisma to be able to pull that off. I think. I don't know who's going to be playing the villain in this next movie, but.
It's still going to be good, man. You got Stallone, you got Statham, Arnie will probably show up. You got Lundgren, maybe Jet Li will do.
Bruce Willis will show up for a bit. Yeah, Jet
Bruce
Li might do.
No, you got to watch the third.
He was in for some of them, wasn't he?
Not the third one though. Yeah,
not the third one. Oh, okay,
yeah.
It's called
make
Rogue.
A snide joke. They're like, what did they
Expendables
say?
Rogue.
No, the Megan Fox movie that you need to go look up.
That's the film that she's in. I didn't know it was that one.
Yeah, so that's probably what got her the gig on Expendables is that she did the Rogue movie.
Interesting.
Not
Freddy's in the house.
Yeah.
We need Ray Winston as a Russian bad guy. Yes, we do, because Ray Winston is an international treasure.
Ray Winston is the.
Yes, he's an international treasure. He doesn't even realize he's off camera there.
Let me back in. God damn it. See, Curtis is now going to say, "Oh, Edward's real accent came out during that show." Because
your Kentucky accent. Curtis always brings that up.
So you guys are pumped about the Expendables 4?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm a bit like meh on it because it's not my thing.
Because you're younger than us. That's why. You didn't grow up with Arnie movies and I actually
no, James. I did grow up with those films. I loved Arnold Schwarzenegger films growing up. I loved Steven Seagal films growing up. I admit it. I was a big Steven Seagal fan. I was a big Arnie fan, and I was a massive. What was that Sylvester Stallone film where he's in a tunnel and the tunnel's on fire?
Daylight.
Is it called Daylight? I used to watch that so much. That movie. I used to watch Commando a lot. I loved Commando. I was a massive fan of. Yeah, I was a massive fan of their movies. I watched a lot of 80s movies growing up, even though I wasn't born in the 80s.
So how are you not excited for the Expendables 4 then? And
because I just don't like I don't like seeing
the third one.
Because I don't like seeing them old.
But they're awesome.
You're ageist?
Yeah, you're ageist.
Well, as far as an action movie is concerned, yes. I don't know. It's not the same. Watching Arnie now is not like it was watching him when he was in Commando or one of my favorite films of all time, Predator. It's like it's just not the same. Like the Terminator, you go from the Terminator to him being like a grizzly old man, kind of. To be honest, there was one film that he was in that I really liked.
Don't bullshit me.
The zombie one that he did, which was actually really good. That he did recently.
Shut up!
I was wondering why Carl Weathers hasn't been. We were talking about that on my show the other night. Why the hell is Carl Weathers not hanging out with the Expendables?
Because he's rich.
Carl Weathers?
Yeah.
He was smart with his money from Rocky and Rocky 2. Probably.
And Carl Weathers is directing things now as well. He's in The Mandalorian and stuff like that, isn't he?
Oh yeah,
that's right. Yeah, he's highbrow.
He's got other stuff to do. Yeah. Oh, that's good. Actually, Dan Zig just said something really interesting. Put that on. He said maybe add Iko Uwais, Scott Adkins, Joe Taslim, or Richard E. Grant.
Iko Uwais, I agree. Scott Adkins, everyone loves him, but he's not a very good actor. Like, he doesn't have the charisma. You know what I mean? And definitely Richard Grant.
Wait, is Scott Adkins the English guy that does a lot of martial arts movies?
Yes, I believe so.
He was already in the Expendables. He got his head chopped up by in a fight with God, he did a fight with one of the main I'm
hell yeah.
his name,
Chris Klink said hell yeah.
What's the English action movie actor guy? What's his name? Jason Statham. He did a fight scene with Jason Statham, and then he ended up getting his head chopped up by a helicopter. Pretty sure that was in the Expendables.
Yeah,
Expendables. If that is the guy, if that's the guy I'm thinking of, yeah, that's the he. Yeah, you're right. He's not.
One of those all black fight scenes. Everyone's fighting in the dark.
Yeah. It wasn't good, and I agree with you. I don't think he's a good actor.
No, he's not. Like, there's so many better martial artists out there that have better charisma and better actors than Scott Adkins. I don't know why he gets all this hype, and he's always in like a bunch of B movies. So,
but that's all they are. They're B movies, aren't they? The films that he does,
not the Expendables.
He did that one movie, and I think they just got him in there to do that fight. And he's not a good actor, and he did a movie that I was really looking forward to when he had the two guys from the raid in the movie, and I watched it, and it is so badly done, and it just takes you out of the movie completely. And then in the end, his character just beats them up anyway. So I'm like, what's the point of having them both in there if he's just going to beat them up like really easily?
Yeah, give him a proper cameo like in Star Wars.
Yeah, God. They could be good in the Expendables, actually. But this is the thing. They just turn up in films together where they're in it for 5 minutes and get beaten up by people. Yeah. I'm like, what's the point? Like, give them a proper thing to do. You know, they're so good.
He's the most complete fighter, Scott
Aiken.
Yeah, Yuri Boyka. Isn't that what?
Yeah, that when he plays the Russian guy. Yeah, in those films. Yeah. Whatever. I mean, I personally prefer the guy that did Crossbones. Get him in the Expendables. He'd be good.
He's a good actor.
Frank Grillo. Yeah. I actually think Frank Grillo is a really good actor.
Yeah.
And he's actually now apparently the most famous villain in China, which is hilarious. Yeah, because he was in a Chinese movie that's done really well over there, and he was the villain in that film. And Gina Davis should be in the Expendables, says Curtis.
Yeah, we were talking about that. We were talking about that the other night. She is actually a world class, like top-notch archer in real life. She's like Olympic level archer in real life. Wow. and which is like Long Kiss Goodnight. She's got the bow and arrow, but that's her thing in real life. And so I think it'd be awesome. Get her in there, give her one of Rambo's explosive arrows, and like she could really kick some ass.
Get some Sigourney Weaver in there too, and some Linda Hamilton.
Yeah.
And then get the girl that was fired from The Mandalorian.
Gina Carano.
Gina Carano. another. I'm sorry, she's not a good actor. That's another one.
Finn Jones for the Expendables. But
she does have charisma.
No, he won't want to do his stunt choreography. Danzig.
Finn Jones.
Get him on the show, Edward, so he can talk about that and clear the air. He's your friend. You went to school with him.
Yeah, whether that'll ever happen, I don't know. It's the same Simu Liu thing. He does. Well, I haven't actually messaged him in years. That'd be a bit weird. Hey, out of the blue, remember me?
Hey, my old biology partner and friend Raul. I messaged him a couple of times. He hadn't responded to me. I'm like, dude, is he famous now?
You see, that's the thing. That they become famous and then don't answer. You know, it's impossible. Yeah. It's impossible to get them on. It's a shame.
Well, when we get famous, we could do that to Kazakhs. And,
oh, boy. Oh, the 16 people that have been watching us whole time. We never talk to you again. We're too famous now.
I think Kazakhs fell asleep.
Yeah, dude, we are tens of subscribers away from 1,000. After that, f you guys. We'll see you later. We're out of here.
Look, he just woke up.
All right, should we call it a night and wish everyone a very, very lovely weekend? And I'm glad I managed to actually do a full live stream tonight and that the electricity didn't go off. I was really worried that it would.
Yeah,
man. It's been okay. The ceiling's still okay. The water's not coming through, so we're all good. We're all good. Thank you for watching, guys.
Stop whining.
Yeah.
Put that cookie down now.
Freddie wants you to play some drums. Yeah, he looks good. Yeah, he looks good. Freddie says, "Play some drums, Clint."
You want to do that? On my GarageBand set back there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Performing monkey, right? He's gonna do it.
I'll just play guitar.
Here you go. Yeah, I'm a famous musician, rock star.
Is that how I talk?
No.
Hey, I'm a famous musician. What's up, guys? I like everything.
Are you not originally from Texas? Are you?
Yeah, I'm from South Texas.
Ah,
South Texas from the border. Yeah, grew up 10 miles from the border.
Nope.
Danzig, stay safe. Ed, Clint, and James, great show, says Danzig 1979. Thanks, Danzig.
It was a weird one. It was a weird one. Yeah, it was.
You can reach us at Small Screen Co. and Clint at the OG Clint Baker and Edward at Lauder here.
Yeah, the thing is, we're so famous, we probably won't respond, you know. So. And that's my Trident advert right there. The toothpaste brand. Is that
Thank you, Bobby, Danzig, Kazakh.
Yeah. Hit that like button. Hit that fucking like button and subscribe. Hit it now. I'm gonna do another one so you can use my.
And go there. That'll take you to our YouTube site. Just take a picture of that and then subscribe.
And
go to the website.
Thank you to the patrons.
Go to the website as well. There are lots of articles on there about Spider-Man.
Kazakhs isn't a patron, but he does 3D animation for us, so he's awesome.
Yeah, he's awesome. Yeah. Sean Harrigan. I just wanted to say that. Because you tried the other week, Clint, to say Sean Harrigan the way I do it, but you didn't quite get it right.
Sean Harrigan.
Sean Harrigan.
Sean Harrigan.
You're getting too good at doing. See, I think we should change accents one week, and I just go, "Hey, welcome to Small Screen."
Hello, I'm Edward Lauder.
Sure. Now the viewers are going up when we're about to leave.
Absolutely brilliant.
Brilliant, just brilliant.
Hello,
Absolutely
Clint.
Brilliant. Hello, Clint.
Indeed. You've never said it.
You make me sound a bit like a member of the royal family. Indeed.
Indeed. We're here doing a show, indeed.
Hamada burger. Hamada spoon.
Hamada spoon. It's so good.
Yeah, man. Well, brilliant. I saw that movie. I didn't think it was brilliant.
It was just okay. It was jolly good.
Say cheeky in that accent.
Cheeky. Oh, it's a rather cheeky movie.
No.
Yeah.
It's rather cheeky.
Cheeky bugger or cheeky bastard works. Like I think only
Cheeky
the British
bugger.
say cheeky. In North America, when we say cheeky, we think of like grade 4, grade 5, or like maybe
Cheeky.
like an aunt talking to their like 3-year-old kid or something. Don't be
Cheeky
so cheeky.
bugger, cheeky bugger, cheeky
Yeah.
bastard.
There
See,
you go.
you got this. That's the impression that North Americans have of us, and then we English people think Americans is wearing cowboy hats with guns going around going yeehaw, and it's actually quite close to the truth.
Hey, everyone thinks us Canadians live in igloos. So.
A, and then you say A
And then you
afterwards.
go, and sorry.
I like my new thing.
Shut
is
the F
when
up,
I do,
eh?
when
Sorry,
I
not
do
sorry.
when I do the accent, Clint thinks everything is brilliant. Instead of Clint likes everything, it's Clint thinks everything is brilliant. I like that.
Oh no, you want? Okay, this is
Just
There you go.
if Richard E. Grant is in the Expendables,
Oh boy.
if he ends up being in the Expendables, then.
Flash! Savior of the universe!
We're still doing this.
Gosh.
Small Screen Co. small-screen.co.uk.
There he is!
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. And I want to have them answered immediately.
Now!
You didn't see that one yet, eh?
Now!
That's brilliant.
Thank you.
Oh boy.
That's so good.
Really, I never. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
Things will never be the same because the hierarchy of power in the DC universe.
Oh man.
Yeah. And guys, also I want to invite everybody, if you're not doing anything on Tuesday nights, if you're not at small screen reading the articles, come over to my channel and what we do versus every Tuesday at 8. And CB3, who's in the chat, he's on the show with me, and we have other people on. We're going to be talking a little bit about Shang-Chi. I got my brother, who's a martial arts expert, who's going to be on talking about it, and it should be a good time. So it'll be fun.
Just happens to be a martial arts expert, your brother.
My brother's been practicing kung fu since like the 80s. He's like,
wow,
he's 10 years older than I am. He's been, and when I was in 6th grade, he paid for 6 months of kung fu lessons for me. And my brother's an interesting dude. You
lie.
He owns one of the baddest, awesomest haunted houses in Texas. It's rated the #1 haunted house. It's a huge place. There's like haunted woods. There's a whole bunch of different things, and it's bad. He's a horror guy. He does special effects makeup. He's a physician's assistant, assists in surgeries. He's an Eagle Scout, and also knows not just like kung fu, but he's also studied other martial arts. He's got several black belts. So like during the zombie apocalypse,
that's why you had to become a rock star, because you felt insecure and you're like,
yeah, totally. He's we get the same dad. He's a half brother from I love him to death. And if zombie apocalypse happens, I'm going to Brett's house because I get shot or
isn't
need
it full of
surgery.
zombies already?
No, he can do
It's a haunted house.
Yeah, he can perform surgeries. He can fight with his bare hands, and he's an Eagle Scout. Like he's like everything you need in a zombie apocalypse is my brother. So yeah, and he's hilarious, and like me, he's got a black belt in talking too, just like I do. So it should be a pretty good show. And we're going to talk about a couple of things. We're going to talk about Undisputed 2 and 3. Speaking of Boyka, and so that's going to be fun. And
Bat thirst.
yeah, and we'll talk about Shang-Chi and some other fun stuff. But anyway. Yeah, if you like action movie martial arts talk, we'll be talking. And James, you're more than welcome to pop in because you're a Hong Kong reservoir of knowledge. So it was really cool having you pop in the other day. But it should be
fun. I'm glad I finally made it. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to make it on one. I need to make one of them at least. I really wanted to do the Candyman one, but it was just too late.
Yeah, man. It's late for you now. Like we went on that one at like 9:30 at night, so that's like 2 hours from now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was super late. It was getting a little late, so we pushed it forward. So now it's going to be we'll be going on at 8 o'clock my time, which is 30 minutes. 30 minutes from now is when we'll be going on from now on. So
when I'm back in Paris with my whole system, which you're going to see, we've got a very exciting and new new mic system coming, which I'm really excited about. But yeah, so I'll do it then. Hopefully, I'll have to take a quick nap beforehand, and then I'll be all right.
Yeah, man, it'll be fun.
Yeah, cool. Shall we end the show now, James?
Anyway, enough about our balls.
Cool it, buddy, or you'll get yourself a knuckle sandwich.
See, this is just us waiting for Jim.
Cool it, Sanchez, or you'll get a knuckle supper.
A knuckle supper. I'll get a knuckle supper.
Supper. What is that word? Supper? Knuckle supper? Knuckle supper.
Supper.
There we go.
Yeah. Curtis says Paris doesn't solve everything. Yes, it does. It solves everything. Great city, Paris. It's really cool. I miss it.
No movie aficionados. I'm not a jazz musician. I'm a rock and roll musician, Columbia Records recording artist. There is a famous Clint Baker, jazz musician. There's also a Clint Baker, Canadian country singer. So there's three competing. We're like, I'm the most important musician. We're all competing.
The hell with you.
The hell with you.
The hell you will.
Who the hell are you?
But you can